There you go. So having the given that we have 3 hours of study, chapter 4 will be easy. So I don't want us to. Sorry again. Forgive me for the term easy. We could handle it. I believe that the students can handle chapter 4, so that we can move over to the um, discussions that will be more specific. Okay. Okay, so still here. The ones that you see in the screen. This is a. Can you read that? The one in the left and the one on the right. Wants to try? Sorry, so big. So the one on the left, it's almost English in characters, or say Roman. So it is. So notice that this letter is different from this one. Do you agree? There. The first letter is different from this one. And you could recall that the letter Ro looks like the letter P. Any volunteers? How do we read this one? Okay, let's analyze. This one, these two letters is easy, are easy. How about the one in the middle?
How?
This one, what letter is this one?
Delta.
It's a delta, good. So if it's a delta, you try to be to pronounce it with the first two letters.
Can I try, Doc?
Sige, sige, please, Pastor John.
Andaron.
And andron.
Andron.
Andron. Okay?
Andron.
So 2 syllables, and then dron. Yeah, like the one, flying cameras, no? Drones, no? Andron. Andron. And then, good. The one on the right is, okay, just analyze. So the first letter is, I think, Ezra, are you raising hand? Do you want to try? Oh, sorry. Okay. So the first letter is?
Gamma.
It's a gamma. Good. It's a gamma. And then the second letter, which looks like a letter Y in its capital form, but actually it is?
Epsilon.
Epsilon.
This is an eta. Okay?
Eta.
In its capital form. So
Mm.
you do not read this as Gi. Okay? But it's close to it. And then this one is similar, very similar to the English one. So we have here Nikon. Nikon. But if we add this first syllable, it becomes, so there are 3 syllables, right? It is a ge, Nikon. Okay? So this is a gamma and eta, Nikon. So which means most likely this is referring to the toilet. Two of the favorite places at the Acropolis, no? The toilet. Okay, so which means it is definitely this is the use of the modern Greek. Okay, what else? The punctuation. Notice that the Greek punctuation also uses a comma, similar to our used in sentences, no? Both in Filipino. But Ezra, in Tamil, do you have a comma? Of course, in English,
Tamil, no, sir. Tamil, we don't have a comma.
no comma. So it's
No,
just
no.
you're familiar with what you're reading, right? You know where to stop.
Yes.
You know where to stop, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, sir.
So of course there, and then Theas with the period. So the period functions the same way. Okay, it is the same function. What we have, the comma and the period. But look at this one, the period above the line, which is this one. It is a semicolon. So the use of semicolon usually is to stop phrase, is to, of course, related to pronunciation, to give stops or to show in writing that it may be referring to a different phrase or different clause, or maybe the author is changing the subject, from its original subject verb direct object form. And then this, what we call a semicolon, is actually a question mark. Okay, it is a question mark. So when we encounter this one, so it is a question mark that we have in our English use. And then we've seen diaresis. Diaresis is the two dots on the top of the vowel to show that there are it is usually side by side with a diphthong or another vowel. So they put a diaresis to show that it should be pronounced differently or separately. So you do not read it as a diphthong. You pronounce the vowel separately. And of course, that is in 3.5 of your grammar book. Now, apostrophe, when a preposition enters the vowel and the next word begins with the vowel, the final vowel of the first word drops out. This is called elision. So elision is what we can also consider maybe it is good to look at the example provided. So this is apo, which is this is a preposition, which could mean from, and then notice that the next letter is also a vowel. Okay. So what happens when there's the first word and the second word? The first word ends with a vowel. The second one. So this also has something to do with pronunciations, because in pronunciation they speak. Maybe of course when you're familiar with the words, the Greeks would naturally read it no very fast, unlike as how we do it. So in their pronunciation, so apo emo becomes apemo. Okay, apemo. So there is this apostrophe which guides, which reminds us that there should be a letter in between which dropped off or which was not pronounced. So it becomes apemo. So you do not read it as apo emo. So it's, again, that would for natural Greek speakers, that would add another syllable to the reading. Apo emo. Not like apemo. So it's three syllables for apemo. So again, if you can see an apostrophe, and likely as you get to know more about Greek, you familiarize yourselves with the words in Greek. So you could not only guess, once you get familiar, you would know what letter or what vowel dropped off from this elision that took place. And then accents. This is something to, again, during the early writings of ancient Greek, everything was in capital letters. I've shown that a manuscript of Codex, a page of Codex Sinaiticus last meeting, and that the accents were placed later, no? During perhaps 4th or 5th century. There were scribes who added some accents to help the reader how the words are pronounced, okay? So like this one, so you notice that the word here has a this one. The word here has a smooth breathing. So we do not read I with a high. No, we just read it as I. It's a smooth breathing. And then notice that the accent is placed in the epsilon. So when you read it, it is where the no no where the accent or where the pronunciation rises. No, Aiteo, Aiteo. So if you read it very fast, Aiteo, Aiteo. So you could hear the accent in the epsilon. Aiteo, Aiteo. So that is also, of course, that is also a bonus, we should say. When we get to read and when you're reading Greek with other students studying Greek, that is an advantage. Okay. And then the grave accent, which goes down. So it is the difference between the acute one, that the voice originally drops. And so this there are two grave accents and one acute accent. So it goes down. So we read it as sky, sky, sky. So you do not read this as sky, sky. So it should go down. But when you keep reading it, sometimes it of course when you begin and pronounce it as a kai. So but initially other people would really not notice, no? Because we are not naturals. We're not really natural speakers of Greek. And then Pastor Joel, are there accents in Arabic? There's none, right? No accents, right?
None po.
Yes. They would not
Do
put
they have glutter?
gutturals, yes.
Glutter.
Like the ones in Hebrew, the aleph, the ayin, and I think the the chet, right? The het and the chet are considered as the gutturals, okay? So it changes the pronunciation. And then again, this is a grave accent, theos, no? It goes down, theos, theos. And then this is an N, which is another smooth breathing. So we do not pronounce it as hen. It is an N. Now this is a rough breathing. This is a ho. In English, it is it is a the, the, the. And then, but perhaps you remember we read this the last time. And then this is an acute accent, logos, logos. And God was the word, and God and theos. Remember theos in the Latin, it's Dios. Okay, Dios in the Latin. And in Filipino, the Deus, the Latin Deus was remains, no? Dios, the Dios, or the word God in Filipino remains. So the background of it, the Greek background is Theos, and then the Latin is Deus. Deus, Deus. Okay, and God was the word. Okay, we now go over with the circumflex. Again, this is about readings, okay? So the circumflex is like a semicircle. The semicircle here. The one that you see in above the omega. Above the omega. And this is clearly a rough breathing. So we will read this as a ha. We will read this as a ha. And then the omega with the circumflex sounds like So remember, the accent goes up, acute accent, the grave accent, and now here it is a, so it's like if I'm correct, it's like vibrating, okay? So hug nose, ah so it's like it's just to show that it is there's it's not a you do not read it as a regular vowel. Ha so it's like it's just vibrating practically. So you do not read this as ha. That's the regular with the without the circumflex. Okay, notice how that okay. Notice how the shape of the accent gives a clue as to the direction of the pitch. Okay, the question then becomes, when do you use which accent? So we are here. We could not change the accents that were okay. The Greek scribes placed the accents there. So we do not change. We cannot change the rules for them. You will say, the pronunciation is wrong. No, and that will be a problem. Who are we? No, who are we to say that the pronunciation of the scribe is wrong? So we just have to follow, and then but the question here is has something to do with usually long sentences, okay? Words that are put in together. So it's long sentences. So the chances are the accents are placed in important parts of the or the emphatic where the speaker puts his emphasis. Or if it's in a question, for example, in the pronunciation in English, it's they read it like monotonous, and then where usually when it's a question, it goes up. Where are you heading, my friend? Where are you heading, my friend? What shop are you going to? Usually, so there is this. English speakers would put the accent on important important places in the sentence to make it natural for them. So it sounds natural for them. But you didn't need to trouble yourselves about that. These are just some additional info. So because William Mounts was concerned with the question, why are they putting the accents in this place? So perhaps he's already giving a suggestion for the readers how the accents are being placed. Okay, so pronunciation, if all the students in the class accent any syllable they wish, it can become very difficult to talk to each other. So again, this is why the scribes already saved us the trouble of putting the accents there. And then, of course, memorization. Let's try this one. Even when your mics are off, let's try to pronounce this one. Remember, these are syllables, right? So this one, what you see here, this is a diphthong. So you do not read this as ko-e. You do not read this as ko-e. There is no diaresis there. You read it as koi. Okay? You read it as koi. So just one syllable. It's not koi. No, koi sounds like Japanese to me, no? No, but that is not. So, but you read it as koi. Koi no niya. So most likely the accent, the acute accent would be on top of the letter I, or on top of the iota. Koinonia. koinonia. Okay? So if you're getting familiar with it, koinonia. Koinonia, but you'll get it one time. Koinonia, of course. And remember, maybe again you'll be asking, why are we doing this exercise? Because Greek is not just only reading, but not only memorizing words, but also you get to have a better feel of the Greek when you're reading it. Yes, there you are, Pastor Isaac. There you are. Wonderful. Uh, Thank you for joining us. So, um, Pastor Isaac, so you've seen in our Google Classroom that I'm uploading the videos for the lessons. Okay? Yes, and by the way, no, good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, Doctor.
Good morning, Pastor Shrik and Pastor Salmista. So you just keep downloading them, and maybe you put it in a track, no, like a CD, but no one's using a CD anymore. People are no, even in cars, no, people don't use CD compact disc anymore. No, not even DVDs, no. Maybe 5 years ago, if you have one, no, people will, I don't know, will worship you, no. But now, no. Okay, so you put it in track, you write Greek 1, ASCM class, track 01, and then of course you put a lesson. So you just keep it and sometimes I said it last meeting and I will say it again. I really feel envious, no? I feel jealous, no, about you because you have all this access to this recording says you can keep replaying, and as you keep learning Greek, you will remember how you how you began your koinoni your early experiences of reading Greek, no? So again, yeah, Pastor Isaac, I'm very happy that we get to meet again, no, after last year, it was last year, and then we get to meet again.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm very
Thank you,
happy.
Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Yes,
A
Pastor.
pleasure.
Good. So, by the way, Pastor Isaac, what is the language that is used in your country? Particularly in
Oh,
writing.
we use English.
English,
We use
but
English.
do you
British
use Hausa? Do you use Hausa?
is what we use in writing.
In writing, correct. Okay, good. So,
Yes. In my
yes.
country, we have about 250 languages in Nigeria. So
Mm.
the official language is English for writings.
Oh, yes. English for writing. Good. Thank you. So, but yeah. So when you write Nigerian words, you keep the English, right? That's what you do, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, English.
Yes. For you, Pastor Ezra, of course you have to keep the Tamil, right? The script.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mm. But maybe for our lesson here, for for others to understand, you know what I mean? No, if you if one of the for example, one of the students would write in Chinese characters, that would be very difficult for me to check the work. Okay, so but we call it transliteration. The word is in, for example, Tamil or Indian or Hausa. No, not Hausa. The local Nigerian, but you put it in English characters. But I know you know what I mean. Just to make sure that uh, we have the ability, of course, to share. Sometimes
Yes.
even in Greek, you read but you do not understand. That's okay.
Thank you.
What's
Thank you.
important is you get to practice reading Greek words, and it becomes, if you keep doing it, it becomes part of your system. Okay. So
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Isaac. So identification, the tis can mean someone. So tis, it is considered as indefinite pronoun, indefinite, which is it is referring to someone, but unlike a definite. So I have something here with me. So what is that something? So that's indefinite. But I have a mug. I'm holding a mug. So that's very clear that that's definite. The person is aware that you are holding a mug, and the person knows what a mug looks like. Okay, but if you say I'm holding something, so that's like, what is that something? Unfortunately, we do not have pictures, right? We do not have access to the pictures or put in video, something like that. Okay, I leave these footnotes up to you, but these are also interesting. Syllabification, how to divide words. So I don't want to treat you as children because all languages have syllabification. All languages. How you cut one word in order to pronounce it, you cut it into syllables. Okay. So for example, the word here, there is one vowel or diphthong per syllable. But here, notice that even without a diaresis, the William Mounds divided the Omicron from the alpha. Okay? So we read this. Can you all unmute your mics? We will read this together. Unmute, everyone. So let's try this. Okay? So let's read this word. K. Notice that. So this is not epsilon. This is eta. So the sound would be K. If it's an epsilon, it sounds as K. If it's an epsilon, it sounds as K. But this is an eta, so you sound it as K. Okay, 2 syllables. K. Ko. Men. Okay, let's try it again. Ko. Men. This is men, okay? This is men, okay? Confusing sometimes, it's really confusing. Okay. Ake. Kowa. Men. Let's try it. Let's faster. Men. Okay, the natural way. Men. Notice that the accent is here in the Omicron. Men. Men. Okay, next word. This is a Mualparo. Mar. And then this is easy. This is Martu. You remember the word martyr, the English word martyr? Martu. So this is a circumflex. Okay? Like I said, it's like vibrating. Martu. Ro. If it's not a circumflex, you just sound it as ro. But it's ro. And then similar to the ending, men. Okay, we'll read the word slowly.
Mar. To.
Roman.
Men.
Master.
Martiromen.
No, Martu. Martu.
Marturo. Marturomen.
Roman.
Marturomen.
You're not correct. Roman. Roman.
Nice. Mark to
So
Rome.
the circumflex changes.
Marturomen.
But if you keep reading Marturum, but really I don't want to be very particular with something. What matters is you're able to read it and pronounce it, as close as is, whether there are syllables to it or not. Okay. Okay. Number 2. This is the so this is a rough breathing. So automatically it becomes a he. He. Without the rest of the word, without the rest of the letters. He. And then how do you sound the he with an omega? Notice that William separated the epsilon from the omega. Eyor, ra, men.
Amen.
Rakamen. Eyorakamen. 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 Okay? Good. And then this is a smooth breathing. Smooth breathing. So we do not pronounce it as he. It's just simply epsilon a. And then this is a theta, okay? Se. Se. You remember ethnic tribes? But this is a different word, okay? I'm just trying to help you imagine an English word, so to imagine how this is pronounced. Ese, a, ese, a, ete, a. If it's becoming a diphthong, eseya, eseya. So it's te, ya, sa, so that the accent is there. So if it's sa, so it's because the acute accent it goes up. Mesa. So the one owning Facebook, Meta. The one Zuckerberg, no, Mark Zuckerberg page to Meta, no. Okay, anyway. Let's go back. Imagine this. The reading would be it's a yasameta because of the accent in the middle. It's a yasameta. Okay. The first one is Yurakamen. Yurakamen. So notice, forget the rough breathing. Yurakamen. Ito yasameta. This is quite a, notice, this is quite a long word. Okay, and this is quite a long. It has a lot of letters, no? Because usually they combine endings, no? For example, this one is signifies a past tense. Signifies a past tense. So what we call the aorist. And then this one signifies that it is first person plural. Okay? But practically the root word would be likely teas. Likely. The root word is teas. But anyway, two consecutive vowels that do not form a diphthong. This one, it has a diaresis, okay? But let's read the first one. Two that do not form a diphthong. Eseya samesat. Eseya samesa, the one we read a while ago. Eseya samesa. And then, this capital H is a, what letter is it?
Eta.
It is an eta, good. So I have no, yung, anyway. Go back dun kanina.
Yes.
So this is Isaias, the prophet.
Yes.
The prophet.
Apo.
So you see that there are three vowels. So Isa, so separated from another two syllables. Isaias. So again, this is a smooth breathing. So you do not pronounce this one. Isaias.
Isay.
And then, okay. Epsilon mu. A consonant cluster that cannot be pronounced together, and then the first consonant goes with the preceding vowel. M. So notice that the accent is in the epsilon in the beginning of the word. M. Pro. This is not easy to pronounce. Sten. Because this is a theta. So you do not read it like a tau. A tau is a strong consonant, but this one is a weak consonant, PH. Emprosten. Then the other one, R.
Tis.
Okay, but this is, remember, CH,
RC.
the letter for Christ, right? So RK. RK. So remember archaeology. So it is related to the word arcade. The beginning, in the beginning was the logos, hologos. No? Arches and hologos. Beginning was the word, okay? And then this is the capital form. Christos. Christ. And then this is the gamma. So gamma and then rho, grape. Notice that yes, grape. So the accent is in the last letter. It is a vowel, so grape. Graphics, right? So this is translated as a writing because it's singular, but writings when referring to the Holy Scriptures. The Holy Bible. But of course, during the early times, it is referred to as scrolls, right? Wala pa sila ng codex. Wala pa ng codex.
You Dutch milk? Yeah.
Okay, and
You
then
papaya? Yeah.
okay. So this is a double consonant. Remember the angel, angelos. Double G sounds as NG. No? So we read this as, although this is a gel, but you read this as apang. This one, the double G sounds as NG. Apang gel. So now the G is
Lo.
pronounced because these are double G's.
Yeah.
So you will
Angelo.
expect that this is a strong one because it is double. So apanggel lo, but the double L
Pangelo.
you could not
Men.
notice the difference if it's double L. Apanggelumen. Apanggelumen.
Apangelo men.
Notice the accent.
Pangalome.
Apanggelumen.
Gentleman.
Pangalome.
And then
Angelo.
par,
Par. Par.
ri,
Arte.
ri,
Arteo.
si,
Arte.
Si.
ha,
Yeah.
Parisha.
Sia.
Parisha.
Pare.
paresia.
Paresia.
Paresia. Notice the accents there.
Iya.
Paresia.
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 Paresia. Then, who can read this one? This is a
Antichristos.
Antichristos. The Antichrist.
Antichristos.
Anti.
In singular form.
Antichrist.
Okay, so, and
Ek.
then, there is a ek.
Ek.
Balo.
Ba,
Balo.
balo.
Halo.
Balo. The omega, the omicron is a letter O, but the omega is a long O. Ekbalo.
Ekbalo.
Balo.
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 Very good. The period of the line is a Greek semicolon. English semicolon is a question mark. There are three accents. The one goes up, acute. The one goes down, grave. And then the semicircle is a circumflex. Okay, so we could skip this one. Yeah, we could skip this one. And then read some vocabulary. So we will follow the order in the chat. Okay, so
Angelo.
in the chat we begin Ezra, Isaac, no? So Ezra first, and then Isaac. But okay, that's okay, Pastor Isaac. You're assigned with an easy word. Okay. Okay, so Ezra, do you remember the double G?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how do you read this? The first word.
Come on.
Sir. A. So you want me to sing each and every letter?
No, you just read the word. Don't worry, the clue is on the right side. The clue
Yeah,
is
this is
in the right side.
Angelos. Right?
Good, Angelos. Okay, Pastor Isaac.
Avim. No.
So this is an alpha in the mu. The guide is on the right in the English word.
Very.
No, it's not Aven. It is. How do you end the prayer? What do you say in the end of the prayer?
Amen.
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 Good.
Amen. Okay.
And then Pastor Joel, and then followed by June. Pastor Joel, this one.
Okay po.
Aven.
No, it's not Aven.
Ako po ba?
This is a noon.
Anthropos.
Anthropos, good. And next, Pastor June. This one. You're, mute ka, nakamute ka.
Apostolos po.
Good, Apostolos. The cheat is already on the right side. And then, Ate Lisa ni.
Galilea.
Galilaya. What is the
Galilea.
accent is in the iota? Galilaya. Galilee.
Galilea.
So the pronunciation of the English pronunciation similarly follows the accent of Galilaya. And
Galilea.
then Psalmist. Unmute. This one. To analyze the word, the first letters,
Doxa.
Psalmist, it is, sorry, this one. This one.
Dosa.
The highlighted it is a gamma.
Kama.
How do you read it, Psalmist? Nakita naman nabasa, We already this, a while ago. Remember yung writing? Graphe.
Grape.
Okay, and then Chilling. This one.
The do doxa.
Doxa. Yeah, Doxa. And then this one, who goes na back to Ezra. This one.
The egg.
No, this one, sorry.
So this one, egg. Ego, sir.
Ego, good. Ego. The
Ego.
eye is an ego.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Pastor Isaac, but I think this is not easy. You read this one. No. You read this one. Read this one. So this is what letter? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. So this is a zeta. And what is the next letter, which is a vowel?
Swam.
No, it's close. This is an omega, okay? So you have a clue. Zeta and an omega. Zo. And then what the last letter? Mr. Isaac. The last letter is it's an eta. So it sounds as a long
Eta.
E.
Okay.
A.
Okay.
So if you combine zo, how do you pronounce it? No.
Eta.
The eta is the name of the alphabet. But you read it as just A. So it becomes zeta, omega, eta. Zo.
Yod.
Zoe.
Zoe.
That's life. Zoe.
Zoe.
Okay.
Zoe.
Good. And then Joel, this one.
Eschatos.
Eschatos, good. Eschatos. So this is S, so it's not, this is a smooth breathing. So you do not pronounce the he. It's simply E. It's simply epsilon. And then, June, this one.
Teos.
Teos, good. Listening, this one.
Kai.
Kai. And then Psalmist, this one.
Karu,
Ka,
Karu,
Kar, Kar.
Akar, Karsia,
This is not, this is a delta.
Si-
Kar.
Ay.
So it's a delta.
Kardia.
Yeah, good. Remember cardiac arrest? It's
Yes.
a heart problem. But you read it as cardia. The accent is in the cardia. Card, so the word cardiac arrest, or it is the heart is having an attack, a heart attack. And then shrink, this one. Cos.
Cosmos?
Good, cosmos.
Cosmos?
From the word cosmic or cosmic.
Cosmic.
Like Thanos, si Thanos, cosmic. And the gauntlet. Okay, okay. And go back to, okay. Go back to Ezra, this one.
It's logos.
Logos, good. And then, oh wait, this is a difficult word. This aside for, I will read this, okay? So this is a pe, which is a pi, and then a nun. So pen, pi, and then an n, pen, and then the diphthong of an epsilon, and then epsilon, upsilon, peniu, okay, peniu, and then a mu, and then alpha, pneuma. So this is the word for spirit, pneuma. That is why in your systematic theology it's called pneumatology. The study of the spirit, pneuma. Yeah, that's the one. Correct, Pastor Shing. So it's the
So,
word
Doc,
spirit.
you
Yes.
will, Doc, yung with respect to the P, so we will be
Pneuma.
pronouncing P.
Yes,
Or silent
but,
P.
but of course it is like a small P, no? At least you get to hear it. Pneuma.
Yes, pa.
The others would simply ignore the P. It just becomes a neuma. But I think we should still put a small P in the sound. Pneuma. At kasi kunyari pneumatology. So that sounds like an enye, no, in Spanish, no? The letter N with the circumflex. The enye after, so pneuma. Just a small P. Do not put emphasis on the P because it will make your reading slower. Pneuma. So if you strengthen the P, pneuma. So at least you can hear the P. That's what's important, right? Okay. And then, so we give this to the next one, to Pastor Isaac, this one. I know it's a lot, but it's not really hard because the English is already there.
So,
Try to read Mas Raisa.
you put
Pro.
you,
So,
you
so
put
okay. This is a fee, right? This one.
yes,
Okay, so you read it as pro
put
fee.
repeat that.
Good, good. Read it again.
Repeat it time.
Prophetess.
Repeat this.
Okay, good. Prophetess.
Yes.
Because the accent is in the episode. But that's okay. You could see that the English and the Greek use here are almost equivalents. But you can see that the English used the PH. The spelling did not use the letter F. But actually the fee or the PH or the letter F are the ones being referred to in pronunciation. And then Pastor Joel, this one.
Sabaton.
Sabaton, good. Or Sabaton. Remember, Sabbath. So Sabaton. So the accent is in the alpha. And the guides are in this one, in the footnotes, okay? Anthropology, autograph, doxology from the doxa, and then the ego, and then eschatos or zoology is the study of animal life. The one, zoe. And then, okay, theology, something, cardiology, the study of the for those taking medicine, for those who are specializing on the study of the heart, cosmology, the spirit is a, so the pi is pronounced small p. This one is pneumatic. But of course, others would simply ignore the pi. But you know what? That is the one that the speaker is referring to. And then Sabaton. Okay, this is, let's take turns. Who was supposed to read the one after? Si June, this one.
Pone.
Tony, good.
Pone. Pone.
Telephone or cell phone. Phone, a voice, a sound. And then Ate Lisa need this one.
Christos.
Christos, good. And proper names, these are again easy. Notice that here, okay, it's you're just like reading the English. So you have Abraham, you have David. The of course the upsilon becomes victory when you read it as in European. But here it's just David. But sometimes people would not recognize who that is, but maybe David will be acceptable in this reading rather than David. Okay, David. And then Paulos. Okay, Paulos. Capital Pi. So north is the circumflex, no? Paulos. Okay. And then Petros, Pilatos, Pilate, and then Simon. Okay. So maybe we could skip to this. Okay, basic rules. Before we take our break. Yan, it can occur on any of the last 3 syllables, circumflex occur only on the last 2 syllables, always be a long vowel. So eta and omega are always long. Alpha, iota, upsilon can be either long or short depending on the word. The alpha with the iota subscript is always long. The grave goes down, accents, and the acute goes up. Okay. Some other words, some Greek words with some English cognates. Okay, let's this is a lot, but we will read together and then we will take our break so that we could move to the next lesson. Okay. Okay, agape. You read it, no? Whether it's that's okay if it's no, if it's silent, no, silent mo, no. Agape, agape. The accent is there. Adelphos, adelphos. The accent is in the Omicron. This one is a rough breathing. So it should be ha. Hagios, 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 hagios. And then this is rough breathing again. Haima. Haima. But if you read it, often read it, it's the H becomes a small H. Haima. Haima. And then ha, ma, hamar, hamar, hamarti, hamartia, hamartia, hamartiology, the study of the sins, no? Understanding hamartiology. And then this is again not an easy word. Gamma and then lambda, gamma lambda, girl, gamma lambda, and then an omega with the circumflex, glow, 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 and then you add the sigma, glossa, 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 that means tongue, language. And then the church, ecclesia. Filipino follows the Latin, no? Iglesia, iglesia. But here it is ecclesia, 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 ecclesia. Okay. And then work is ergon, ergon, epsilon, rho, gamma, omicron, nun. Ergon. Good news, what you do? What you do with the good news? You evangelize. Evangelion. 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 And then that. Now, okay. The enemy of the Avengers is Thanos. But here it is Thanatos. 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 Okay, that. And this is to differentiate in the original Marvel comics. Thanatos was fell in love with Mistress Death, who is a cosmic being. So Mistress Death is like like Hades, no? The god who keeps the souls of the people. And because of the love of Thanos for Mistress Death, and Thanos wants to offer the half of the universe, no, that they will be, no, so that the realm of Mistress Death will be bigger. He wants to keep, Thanos wants to kill half of the, living beings in the universe. That is why he did his search for the, quest for the Infinity Gems. Why am I saying this? Okay. And then, nagbabrag lang yata ako ng knowledge ko about Marvel Comics eh. No, again. And then, so what you see in the movies is very different from the one in the comics. Oh. Okay. And then, this is a throne. So this is Tetaroth. Tetaro Omicron. Tronos. And then this is the Greek for Jesus, or the Greek for the Hebrew name of Yeshua, which is in Hebrew Yeshua or Joshua. But in English, or let's say Greek, Jesus. And it sounds very similar with the Latin, right? It just Jesus. So sometimes, so in the Filipino, it becomes a rough breathing. Notice, no? It becomes a rough breathing. It becomes a he. It becomes a Jesus. No? But here it is a smooth breathing. Jesus. Okay. And then stone litos. Litos. Stone litos. And then megas. So megas litos, no? Large stone. So megas. And then for mother is similar to the Greek. Meter. Or meter. Meter. The accent is in the first eta. So there are two etas. Meter. And then this is Moses. And then the law is nomos. The law is nomos. Parable is parabole. Parable is parabole. And then father is pater. Father is pater. While elder is presbyteros. The presbyter or the Presbyterian Church. A leader led by elders. Presbyteros, elder. And then fire is also similar to the same pur. Pur is fire. Pur in Greek, fire. Water is difficult. Hudor. So this is a rough breathing of the upsilon. Hudor. And then capital Phi. Pharisaios. Pharisee. Pharisaios. Notice the circumflex, no? It's really to help the reader, no? Pharisaios. And then suke. Remember psychology? Suke. Okay, I think we're done with chapter 4. We'll take our break. We'll 15-minute break for everyone to take a rest and get coffee or eat some of your breakfast, okay? So we'll see each other 9:15. Thank you. Okay. So a subject, if a word is the subject of the sentence, it is in the subjective case. He is my brother. The subject is that which does the action of the active verb. So there is an action in English grammar SVDO, subject, verb, direct object. So the subject or the verb is done by the subject. The subject is the one who acts on the verb. And then the direct object is the one who receives the activity of the verb. Okay? For example, in this one, the subject there here is Bill. Bill ran to the store. Or the ball broke the window. So of course, in reality, the ball could not do it on its own. So the ball, perhaps it is a softball or a basketball that just hit the window. So the ball broke the window. So you know that you may say that the window is made of glass. So the noun is the ball. The word order shows that both Bill and ball are the subject of their verbs. However, sometimes it is hard to determine which word is the subject. So who, by asking who or what, for example, who ran to the store? So most likely the who is a person, but maybe that is also a dog. Maybe that's a cow or a car. I'm very clear here that in the context with the first bullet, it is Bill, a human being who ran towards the store. And then what broke the window? So it's the ball. Now we go for the possessive case. Like this example, his Greek Bible is always by his bed. If a word is the direct object, it is the object of the case. It is in the objective case. Again, the first one is subjective. Subject for subjective case. Direct object for objective case. The direct object is the person or thing that is directly affected by the action. So it's like the dog beat the man. Okay? The dog beat the man. But if it's in the objective case, so the objective case there is the man. Man is the one who received the action. It is not the man who beat the dog. No? It is the man who was beaten by the dog. So he's the objective case. The teacher will flunk him. So him, if he does not take Greek seriously. I hope this is not a warning, no? This is just reading. This is just reading Greek. And then it usually follows the verb in word order. Robin passed her test. The waiter insulted Brian. So direct object is in italics. Test and Brian are the direct objects. Excuse me. Okay, so subject, possessive, and then objective. So the subject is he borrowed my computer, that referring to the pronoun. And then possessive pronoun possession, it is he borrowed my. So it is a possession, my computer, and then objective. So that is referring to the computer. He borrowed my computer. And there is some time element on this workbook, right? Today we do not call it computer anymore. We call it a laptop, right? Unless the computer is stationed in the office. So it's the big one, no? So okay, we choose the pronoun he for some of the illustrations above because it changes its form quite readily. For example, the teacher stays the same whether it is a subject. The teacher likes you, but you like the teacher. However, to form the possessive, it will be he is the teacher's pet. Anyway, number. So a while ago there is case, and then there is also number. So number here is either singular or plural. In Hebrew, they have a third which is called dual. So 2, the number 2. Like anyway. So the number words can be either singular or plural, and this affects greatly the sentence. If it's just one person or many, or it's in a plural form, so that's the idea. Gender, 5.5. So earlier we say case, number, and then gender. Number is whether singular or plural. Gender is whether it is masculine, feminine, or neuter. Neuter is, in Filipino, we have panlalaki, which is for males, pambabae, for females, and then we have ditiyak, which is neuter. Ditiyak literally means unsure, but it is neuter. It is neuter may mean it really has no gender. Neuter. So gave it neuter gender to her feminine gender. Okay. So natural gender means that the word takes on the gender of the object it represents. We refer to a rock as an it because we do not regard the rock as male or female, but refer to a man as he. Or this is from bringing it into bringing the Greek into an English translation. So we follow the masculine or the feminine gender for pronouns. And in Greek, pronouns follow natural gender, but nouns for the most part do not. Hamartia, for example, is a feminine noun, meaning sin. But it doesn't mean that all sins are for women only. All sins are feminine. It just happened that it is written in the feminine form, but it's not exclusively a female event or what females only do. It is common. And then hamartulos. Sorry, it's hamartulos. Hamartulos. Los goes up. Hamartulos can be a masculine noun meaning sinner, although sinner is not a masculine noun. And then declension. Declension in English, there are different ways to form the plural. For example, to form the plural or most words, you add an S. However, there is a different form. For example, the word man, you translate it as men. So there is this declension. Something changed. There is a change in the word in order to indicate that it is in the plural form. Okay, the parts of speech, there is a noun, there is an adjective. Adjective is something that modifies or describes a noun or a noun. They also have adverbs, but they did not include it here. An adverb is a word that modifies an adjective, a verb, and another adverb. Okay. So an adjective yan, big, black, and strange. Preposition is a word that shows the relationship between two words. For example, the relationship can be spatial. Greek text is under the bed, where it is placed, and then or temporal, the time. The student always studies after the ball game. After, before, in the spatial or the where it is placed, there is this anyway. Greek text is under the bed. Oh, yun. Anyway. Temporal is about the time. And then the word or phrase following the preposition is the object of the preposition, like bed, and then the ball game. It is the object, the one receiving the action. Or the one preposition is to give the idea is where is the ball placed? It is placed under the bed. And then subject and predicate follows the English rules of a subject or the doer of the action and the verb. And then the predicate usually includes the verb and then the direct object. So a sentence can be broken down into parts, predicate. So as a subject, very clearly, it talks about the one or the person doing the activity. And then definite article, the. In the sentence, the student is going to pass. The definite article is identified as the one. The word the student. So the is a definite article. So if it's not definite article, you simply use a student. Okay? So what's the difference between the student and a student? Very clear that the student refers to someone who is familiar in the mind of the speaker and then the listener. But a student can mean anyone. No? So it's a farmer, a driver, it could mean anyone. It's not definite. Like if it's a definite, it is, for example, Edwin the student. Very clear that you know that it is a person and it has a name. The person has a name. So yun, subject and verbs. The ending of the verb indicates person and number. We will see that. No? For example, the A ending on graphe tells you that the subject is he or she or it. Graphe means you write, referring to you. It can be also considered as a command, referring to the person the speaker is talking to. While graphe means he writes. So it's a third person. I and we are considered first person. You is a second person and everything else is a third person. Okay. We read the Greek here. The Greek is two words. The first is a man or anthropos. Anthropos. And then the verb is gamarographe. Anthropos, graphe, to biblion. So biblion is not a Bible, okay? It is a book or a scroll. So when you're doing translation, do not translate it as a man writes the Bible. No, do not do that. No, to biblion. Just a reminder that the Holy Bible is a composition or a gathering of different biblion, different scrolls of books put in together. In this sentence, you would not translate a man, right? He writes the book, but he's going to drop off the he, the third personal singular masculine pronoun he. So he'll drop that, so it becomes a man writes the book. Anthropos graphe to biblion. If anthropos were not present, then you would not translate he writes the book. One more point, graphe can mean he writes, or it writes. So we're not very sure if it's graphe, if the doer of the action is male or female. So how can we determine that? We can know that by context. We try to look at who is the subject. And if the subject is, of course, Petros, so you will know that it is a male. No? So the A ending is used with all three genders. Okay? It has person number and then it is referring to the second person. You're right. No, third person pala, by the way. No, graphe yung second person. Merong sigma sa uli. So read the last two sentences. Sorry, it's just one sentence. Anthropos graphe. Then graphene. So there is the same sound but different meaning, like the word saka, which is about tilling the soil or planting or farming, saka. And then magsasaka is the person. Magsaka means the activity of farming is already finished. No? So sasakahin. It is intentional, something that it is being planned by the author to do, sasakahin. Okay, so we're finished with this one. Let's take chapter 5 of your Greek workbooks. Hindi niya pala nalagyan. 1 to 4 lang to na-review eh. Chapter 4, we're done with this. Practice reading tayo. Ayan. So, verse 1 to 5. This is Johannes, no? Johannes, Jan. From the German is Johann. Johannes A or first Jan. So the letter here, the alpha, functions as a number. Johannes 1 or the first letter of John. So let's read all together. Even if your mics are off, that's okay. Okay. So 1 verse 5. I will read slowly so you could just I hope you also read, even pronounce it, even the mics are off, no? Kai estin. So we saw that this is N, and then it is or he is Kai estin aute. Aute. He Angelia. So Angelia here, maybe it's tricky. It's not really an angel, because angelos practically can be translated as an angel or a messenger. So this is a message, okay? Kay estin aute he Angelia. Angelia. And then again hen, because this is a rough breathing. Hen. We've seen this earlier a while ago. K. K. Koamen. Okay, koamen. Up, and this is an elision. Remember, there was something, this is supposed to be apo. But this is an elision, something drop off, something was removed. So, reading yan ay apauto. Apauto. Mabilis yan, no? Apauto. Not like apo, auto. Ano yan? Masyadong matagal yan. Apauto. Kay nang gelomen. Nanggelomen. And then this is a rough breathing over the upsilon. So you read it as humin. Humin ho theos or God. And then ho da, so the God. Ho the God. Phos, ho theos phos. Phi upsilon sigma with the circumflex above the omega. And then estin. Kay Scotia, read it. It's not easy word. Scotia. Scotia. and auto. Uk estin udemia. So let's read the entire verse, 1 verse 5. Kai estin autei he angelia, hen akikoa men apauto kai angelumin, humin hoteos fos, estin kai scotia en auto, uk estin udemia. Udemia. Kung babasahin ko, I'll be reading quickly. Kai estin autei he angelia, hen akikoa men apauto kai angelumin, humin hoteos fos estin kai scotia en auto, uk estin udemia. 1 verse 6. Yan apomen. Again, this is not easy. Yan. So, epsilon tsaka alpha. Yan. Tapos, pomen, hoti, koinonian. And then, ekomen meth. So this is again an elision followed by a vowel. So it is meta followed by another vowel. So it's metauto. Kai, ento, skote, peripetomen. This is a long one. Peripatomen. And then, remember the PS. So this is pseudometa. Remember, pseudonym. It is a false name, or it is a nickname, or pseudos practically means liar. So this is pseudometa. Kai u. Notice after kai is omicron upsilon. U. So you read it as un. U. Kai u. Poyomen. So there are 3 vowels. Pi and then omicron, iota, omicron. Omicron, iota, omicron, upsilon. 4 of them. Poyomen. Then Alethean. Okay? So let's read 1 verse 6. Yan. Apomen. Hoti. Koinonian. Ekomen. Metauto. Kai. Ento. Skotei. Peripatomen. Sudomitak. Kai u. Poyumen. Then, Alethean. Okay? I'm going to read this normally. Yan apomen, hotikoinonian, nikomen metauto, kasi, kai, entos kote, peripatomen, sudometa kai u, poyumen, ten Alethean. So this translate, if we have fellowship with one another, but in the darkness, but we remain in the darkness, we are a liar and the truth is not in us. That is the truth. But the word order is different. If we have that, because if we hoti can be translated if we have horticultural but so ano no, yan ipomen because if we have fellowship, yung that ano untranslated to no. If we have fellowship, ecomen with him, auto referring to Jesus, no. If we have fellowship with him, yung kay functioning hira sa bat, no. If we have fellowship with him, but in the darkness we remain, or in the darkness we walk. So, but if we remain in him, but we walk in darkness, we are a liar, no? Sodomita. We are a liar, kay and the truth, and we do not do the truth. O you men, we do not do or we do not act the truth. Alethean is truth. 1.7, yande ento foti, yande ento foti, peripatomen, whose autos estin ento foti. Koinonian ecomenmet alilon. Kay ta ay ma yesuto we o auto katarize hemas, so hemas or practically us or referring to us. Katarize hemas apo pases hamartias. So I'm going to read 1.7. Yande ento foti peripatomen whose autos estin ento foti koinonian ecomenmet alilon kaito aima yesu tu wio auto katarize humas apopases amartias. So the translation of 1.7, if we walk in the light, no, literally yan de ento futi, but in the light we walk, peripatomen, we like as he is in the light, whose autos estin ento futi, referring to Jesus, autos referring to he, but just as he is in the light. Koinonian ecomen met, we have fellowship, we have koinonian, we have fellowship with thee, alone, one another. We have fellowship with one another, kaito haima yesu to, we all to. And the blood of Jesus, his son, katarize, cleanses us, katarize hemas, cleanses them from apopases hamartias, from all sin. Okay? So, there is really no shortcut to learning Greek. We really have to do our part. We really have to take note. We have to, do enough exercises in order to have a feel and memorize. Both in writing, in reading, memorizing words, noticing the accents, and then translation. So translation will be the hardest part of them all. But just like in any language, words are are acquired one by one. So if we keep reading the word, if we're done with the chapter, you go back, you keep reading the other chapters. You try to recite them again until you get familiar. And then as time goes on, the mind stores, keeps storing the Greek words once you're using them. But if you're not using them, we of course forgetting is part, no, yung ating short-term memory, no, does not function, no. Anyway, so okay, what do we see? What we're going to expect for the next week? So today we did a study on nouns. So this chapter 6. Next meeting, we will be talking about nominatives and accusatives. We did a while ago, we studied a while ago the subject, no? Subject and then direct object. It is ano lang, yung nominative means the subject. And then the accusative is the direct object. So that's practically the meaning of that. So we will see. Of course, the verb is always the one that gives us a signal who is the one doing it, no? Doing performing the subject, performing the verb or the subject, and then receiving the verb as the object of the sentence. So again, looking at the workbook, you do not have any assignment next week, okay? You do not have an assignment. So, perhaps the very thing that you should do is you just keep reading the grammar book. You look at the words. When I was doing it and I really am bad in memorization, I would write down the transliteration, no, sa how it is pronounced in the middle, and then there is this English translation of the third column, so 3 columns. But as of course, you should not be dependent with the transliteration. As much as possible, you familiarize yourself with the Greek, and it will help you improve. Okay, so I think we're done today. No, there's in fact, we did 2 lessons today, no? Syllabification and study of the nouns. Because if we study just chapter 4 and you cut on you do the exercise. Of course, if you do the exercise, that will be very helpful for you. No, you cut yung syllable, and then I see no problem with that if you're also opening the grammar book with the workbook together, no. So you just want to make sure, but I would leave that to you. Okay. So